Redblacks. 10 straight at TD Place. Kick back, relax. It's time for the CFL on TSN. That kid is adorable.
Matthew Shiltz is the new starter for the Redblacks tonight as he takes over for the Redblacks, and he is going to have a great opportunity to prove himself tonight.
Great start last week for Montreal quarterback Davis Alexander taking over as the starter. On the road tonight, let's see how the young man performs. I give him a B+ last week in his first start.
That's not bad.
Eugene Lewis. Tonight is his 99th game, but more importantly, 9 games in a row with a touchdown. One tonight, he ties the all-time CFL record for consecutive touchdowns.
The only problem, Lapo, is that Gino is going against this Alouettes defense that are absolutely sensational. I get it, it's just been 1 week, but they look fantastic. Tyrese Beverett, 4 tackles, an interception in week 1. Hoping for a big repeat performance tonight. Is there anything better than Friday Night Football on TSN? The answer is absolutely not. Kate Burness alongside Enoch Mwamba, David Sanchez, and Paul LaPolice as we get you set for the Montreal Alouettes taking on
a wedding or like you get married or birth of a child.
Nope. Keep going. Nope. Anything else, gentlemen? Whoa. Oh, I forgot. Okay, so it's Friday the 13th. Our producer, Jamie, has reminded us 900 times tonight. And if you don't know, there's a big motorcycle rally in Port Dover, Ontario. So, as you can see, that's what we were doing this afternoon.
Why are you so mad, Lapo?
Why is Lapo looking at Davis?
I've covered everybody's backside. It's like Sons of Anarchy, guys.
All right, you know what? There's someone missing in this motorcycle gang, by the way, and it's Claire Hanna. So let's go to Ottawa now and join her. And here is Claire Hanna. And Claire, this is the first time we're seeing you so far this season. The weather is beautiful. It is Friday night in a fabulous East matchup between Ottawa and Montreal.
Well, and Kate, I'm on my motorcycle. I'm revving my engine, and so are the Ottawa Redblacks about their home opener. And last week, Drew Brown threw for 413 yards, almost 90 yards more than any other quarterback in week 1. But he is going to be sidelined for week 2. He's out with a hip injury. Now, he's just behind me. He's actually been kind of warming up with the players. He's not dressed or anything, but it's good news because the expectation is that he will be back for week 3. But it is Matthew Shiltz time. He is going to be starting tonight for the Redblacks and their offense. And one of the big offseason priorities for general manager Sean Burke was to make sure that the Redblacks had a reliable backup, because the track record has not been great with injuries the past few years. We go back to Matt Nichols, Jeremiah Masoli. So having Matthew Shiltz in this group is very important, but he only had 2 starts last year for Calgary. Now, let's flip over to the Montreal Alouettes side, because they have not lost at TD Place since August of 2018. In fact, over the past couple of seasons, they have had a better record on the road than at home. And when I asked head coach Jason Moss about that, he said, well, it's because we have such a cohesive team. It doesn't matter where we are. It always feels like we're at home and we're a group. Of course, he would like a better record at home, but it's going to be a tough task against the Redblacks, because last year they set a franchise record when they went 7-1-1 at home. Head coach Bob Dice says they want to protect their house and they're not going to let anybody come in here and bully them. So setting the stage for what should be a great night of Friday Night Football.
Claire Hanna is in mid-season form, by the way. That was a flawless hit. Fantastic job, Claire. All right, let's talk about Matthew Shiltz a little bit more. And look, this is not what you want as a team at the beginning of the season. For Drew Brown, I mean, we saw, Thurman take him down in Saskatchewan. We all looked at that hip and thought it might not be great, and it's not. He's sitting in this one. But this is now a monster test to take on this Alouettes defense, Lapo.
Yeah, I think for Matthew Shiltz, I think Tommy Condell's got to help him a lot. And you guys saw Montreal's defense last week. They love to do these pressure packages where everybody's standing up line of scrimmage, and it's going to be hard to run the football. So they've got to have some throws on the perimeter. When they stack the box where you can't run the football, you've got to give him opportunities to throw it on the outside. But I really think the relationship Matthew Shiltz was with Tommy Condell, you guys remember, in Hamilton. And Tommy's very good at run game packages for the quarterback. He's got to have some type of package that lets Matthew Shiltz run the football so they stay out of those second and long situations. And again, they've got to get William Stanback going. 9 carries, 26 yards, 2.9 yard average. They only had 3 yards rushing at halftime last week. So I think they got to find a way to run, but they better handle the pressure packages when they're trying.
All right, so I'm going to say one reason why Redblacks fans can be optimistic, because when you look at this matchup in Montreal defense, I don't think there's a lot of things that make you feel like you win this game. But I will say this, probably Schultz's best attribute is he gets the ball out quickly. And to your point, against that defense, all the different looks they give you a bunch of different looks in Northrop's defense, and then they do a bunch of different things out of it. You never know who's coming out of those front 7 guys. I expect Schultz to get the ball out quick, use his legs, what he does very well, and that'll be key. So you got from the linebacking core, Sankey's coming from everywhere. Bevret's a guy who's a key, and then even they had Dequoy down there more in week 1, coming off the edge and also dropping. So you never know who's coming. The thing about Schultz is, yes, he's the backup, but he's a veteran. He'll pick things up. He's got to get the ball out quick.
He is a backup and a veteran, but I think the biggest challenge for him as he comes in to replace Drew Brown is he's got to try and be himself. He cannot try and be Drew Brown. Yeah, Drew Brown threw for a lot of yards in the first week, over 400 yards, and it was great. But Matthew Schultz needs to be Matthew Schultz, and that is not to force the ball downfield all night long. I know it's very tempting having Geno Lewis as a receiver. You want to throw the touchdown. You want to get the record as well for Geno Lewis. However, don't force anything downfield. I want to see how patient he'll be tonight. That is going to be a key tonight.
And on the flip side for Davis Alexander, I mean, he was good in week number 1. He was 205. He had 1 TD, but he didn't really have to do much because of the Montreal Alouettes defense as well.
And I think it's the opposite for Davis Alexander. I want to see him take risks. I want to see him throw the ball downfield. Try different things, Coach. You probably don't even like that as long as
Labu's shaking his head like absolutely not.
I really don't.
They're up 26.
Down the field.
Down the field. I want to see that from him because this is the time for him to sharpen his tools and everything that he's got. Because why? He's got probably the best defense in the CFL right now. So take the risk right now.
Well, I would say this. I talked to Didi Machucha at halftime of last week's game, and he had a great point. And what he basically said is like, listen, he doesn't have to do too much. We got a great special teams. We got a great defense. He can make his plays when they come to him, but don't force things.
If you're looking for a coach for your Olympic flag team, Cross Muhammad. He's terrible.
Enoch just got a job.
Situation football,
Come on, we all
man.
play.
Look what you got around you.
You going to L.A.? Enoch's going to L.A. Labu's going to L.A. You're going to Los Angeles. Yeah, we are done. You know what? It's Friday night. Let's get the party started. Coming up after the break, I sit down with Darius Pickett.
Take the shot, Davis.
Happens here.
Friday Night Football, another edition of Head to Head, where me and Enoch have a bet that we're on opposite sides of. I like an over for an Ottawa Redblacks receiver. The reasoning is probably similar to why you like the under, but let's start with you, and then I'll explain why I like the over.
It's the Montreal defense, Davis.
Okay.
The Montreal defense, if it's not the best, it's one of the best in this league right now for multiple reasons. But they have guys of impact at each level. You talk about Sean Oakman with the D-line. You talk about Beverett. You talk about Sankey at the middle linebacker position. You talk about Cabananto as well and the defensive backs. They are one of the most complete defenses in this league right now, and they're playing at a high level. They bring pressure. They give you different looks. Matthew Schultz will have his hands full tonight, so I anticipate a lot of quick throws. I anticipate a lot of screens, but I don't think it's going to go more than 4.5 times to Justin Hardy. I'm looking more maybe Addison, William Stanback.
Well, I appreciate it because you're kind of arguing my point a little bit for me in regards to the quick game. That's why I like Hardy. Hardy's a guy that works out of the slot. I believe that he'll have to get the ball out of his hands, Matthew Schultz, quickly. I think Hardy goes over those 4.5 receptions. I think Montreal wins this game, but I do think Hardy goes over. I love this play. We'll check out who wins at the end. We're going head-to-head, me and Enoch, Friday Night Football.
Some positive news out of Ottawa Redblacks practice. Linebacker Adarius Pickett ruptured his Achilles in September, missed the rest of the season, will play against the Saskatchewan Roughriders.
Looking to add to the lead. Bertrand is met right away. It's the party starter. Adarius Pickett with a big tackle there. Bertrand didn't have a chance on that one.
There are a lot of great nicknames in the CFL, but you have to admit, Adarius Pickett may have one of the best. After a torn Achilles cut his season short a year ago, the party starter is officially back and is ready to finish what his team began in 2024. Recently, I had the chance to sit with him to talk about his recovery, new teammates, and why he believes the party will continue all the way to Winnipeg. You're missing something.
My sunglasses, right? See, nah, time out. Can I do my, can we do the interview in sunglasses? Is that okay with y'all?
I would like to do the entire interview in sunglasses, please. I've never had someone leave an interview before either.
Oh, we on the same team now.
Oh, we're on the Gucci gang?
Nah, these Versace. Do
you want to try?
Yeah, let me see what you working with. See what you working with right now. Oh,
actually, you know what's funny? Thank you. Those actually look quite good on you. Would you wear those in a post-game interview?
For sure.
Okay. We'll do that.
Yeah, write that down.
I will. Yeah, I promise.
On your notes.
I've got a few weeks. I've never done an interview in sunglasses before.
Oh, this is gonna be great. I've done quite a bit of mine.
Why the sunglasses?
It's always been my thing. It's always been, I'd probably say since I was probably like 2 or 3, I've been wearing sunglasses.
2, you looked at yourself in the mirror and you're like, man, I look great.
Yeah.
Kind of goes along with the party starter as well.
Absolutely.
Like, I feel like when I see someone in sunglasses, I'm like, you're ready to start the party.
It's only right. Hey, when the lights come on, the stars come out, right?
Let's go through your season. Week 15. Not one you want to remember.
Yeah, that was kind of tough. First play of the game, Keeley's gone. So that was tough.
Did you know right away?
I didn't. I really thought, first I thought I broke my foot. Then I looked, and I'm like, okay, my foot is still there. And I couldn't get the MRI till Monday, and they told me that afternoon that it was 90% torn.
I read, quote, you said, I'm Wolverine, I'm recovering like Wolverine.
That's what I feel like. I mean,
feel like Wolverine?
Like, that's what...
Like Wolverine with sunglasses?
Yeah, a little more cooler version.
Cooler. Can you go like this to the camera so we can put Wolverine blades?
That's gonna be it right there.
Gino Lewis.
My dog.
Your dog. So you guys are back together again.
Reunited.
Reunited, and it feels so good.
It really does.
I'll talk about the talent of the two of you in just a moment, but personally from a media side, it's a lot.
It is.
It's a lot. And hey, I don't mind it. I would rather have personality than no personality, that's for sure. But I don't know where to begin with the two of you. I mean, is that going to be a competition for who gets more media attention?
It's coming in to the CFL my first year, getting a chance to know him and play with him, and just watch him evolve. And it's like, man, it's my dog for real. So it's anything media attention he get, I'm always excited for him. he got great personality too, and he always got a lot to say. So you gotta love that.
And from a talent perspective, still one of the top receivers in the entire CFL.
For sure.
When you found out he signed with Ottawa, knowing what that brings to the team, you get healthy. What does this mean for the franchise?
I already knew. what was going on. I was talking to Gino during the whole situation.
What's up? The party started. You want to get the party started? What's up, baby?
So, you know, that's, like I said, when we left, I left Montreal, went to Toronto, and he went to Edmonton. We always stayed in contact, and then, you know, when that free agency period rolled around, we always chop it up. So I knew from what was going on over there, and, you know, I made some phone calls, and, hey, I think we can get this done. So I was excited.
So you're pretty much Gino's agent at this point.
I mean, you know.
Did he give you a cut?
Just a helping hand, you know, just a helping hand. That's all.
Knowing where this franchise was going last season, obviously before your injury too, and now with your additions, how far can the Redblacks go this season?
I truly believe that our destiny this year shall be the Grey Cup. I was a missing link last year, but looking at the games that I wasn't playing in and getting a chance to have the headset on and, you know, essentially be a coach in a way, I seen things that we were missing. And now that I'm back, it's like I can bring all of that back to the team, you know. So I'm out here with y'all now, you know, and I'm back. So I'm really excited. I'm really excited.
Time to get the party started again in Ottawa?
Hey, that's it. That's it. Hey, that's it, and that's all right there.
Thank you for the time, Darius.
Thank you.
I asked if I could do all broadcasts in sunglasses. Absolutely not. Since Jason Moss's hiring in December of 2022, the Alouettes have dominated the league defensively, allowing just 21.7 points per game. That's second only to the Winnipeg Blue Bombers over that span. Their dominant display in Week 1 against the Argos has them leading the league in multiple categories. With more on the Alouettes defense, Paul LaPolice.
Offense is like very simple pictures to be able to identify rushers and blitzers and be able to do their protections. That's not what Montreal does. They like to load the line of scrimmage with multiple football players, and as they line them up at different spots, you're not sure who's coming and going. Right now, you got 7 guys standing at the line of scrimmage. You only have 6 blockers, so the quarterback's worried, am I hot? Watch the 2 linebackers drop out. So now the linemen go, okay, we're not blocking the inside guys. We now have to fan out. They have to process that immediately. The back's trying to get across. The quarterback thinks it's hot and throws it hot on that scenario. Next one, another picture. We're going to see 7 guys again, 6 blockers. And Demi Berglund, he's dropping out this time. So now the line has to slide the other way. You've got a twist, which twists mean you send 1 linebacker behind 2 defensive linemen. Look at this. 2 free players. Quarterback throws an errant throw. This leads to an interception. That's the difficult thing about playing this group. One more picture. Look at all these guys standing at the line of scrimmage. Now, you got 7 guys up. The line's all trying to slide to the left. Little mistake here with the tackle. I would have thought the tackle stayed inside and the back stays outside. They're unsure. And again, you see Nick Arbuckle right there. He's just throwing the ball real quick, getting it out of his hands. Why? Because at that point, he doesn't trust his protection. Now, I want to finish this with something that happened last week we thought was spectacular. We even brought the panel up because this is a big deal. Look at this. Alexandre Gagne last week. Look at this number. 7 tackles, special teams in 1 game. Some guys do that all season long, guys.
And he also, this is his 104 consecutive games. Like, talk about an Iron Man. His teammates love him, an absolute monster. Much respect.
Absolutely much respect. He needs his a little bit of the flowers. I remember him being my rookie coach in Saskatchewan. One thing about Alexandre Gagne is he's not going to be the biggest, not the strongest, nor the fastest, but he always gives it his all, man. This is a huge feat.
Unbelievable. Sometimes guys take all season long. Kate, 7 special teams tackles. How about that?
Love the camaraderie on this panel. Well, these fans hoping the Alouettes defense isn't as potent as it was in Week 1. Coming up, our newest edition for Friday Night Football, Luke Wilson checks in, and Claire catches up with Beverette. Well, get your popcorn ready. This youngster hoping to see some history tonight. Gino Lewis, touchdowns in 9 straight games, one more tonight, and he would tie the CFL record. Someone who hopes that does not happen, Tyrese Beverett, who is standing by with our Claire Hanna.
Well, Tyrese, you won a Grey Cup with the Alouettes a couple of years ago, and last week when you guys won week 1, you said it was an overall complete team effort. What do you do early in the season to establish an identity?
Just keep doing the small things. Just keep doing the small things that's got us there. Don't look too far ahead. Take one game at a time. You know, we had a great week of preparation, so I'm very excited about this one.
With Drew Brown not starting for the Redblacks and Matthew Schultz stepping in, you don't have a lot of tape on him. So how do you prepare for Ottawa's offense?
I mean, we don't pay too much attention to the other team, what they got going. As long as we come out and play our brand of football, we know got a good chance.
Now, you guys have not lost here since August of 2018. How important is it for you to get a win tonight and keep that record going?
I mean, every win is important. I mean, especially being in the East, every win is important. So, like I said, we take one game at a time, focus on this game, and try to come out with the win.
Thank you, Tyrese.
Thank you.
Joined now by our Luke Wilson. And Luke, we were watching the game together in Montreal last week. I think at this point that you have it written into your contract that you only cover Montreal Alouettes games. But the entire time you were absolutely praising Jason Moss and the way he was calling that game, and it really was a masterpiece on offense.
It was, Kate. I thought he couldn't have done a better job. He took what the defense gave him, but it all started up front with the offensive line. These guys, I got 5 hogs that are physical up there, and I love them. But my favorite guy, I got to give a little love here to Justin Lawrence, number 54. They got him listed on the roster at 6'1", 319. I watched this guy play, and he just plays with a chip on his shoulder. He's nasty in all the best ways. He's a veteran guy, gets the line set up. And you look what they did last week. They came out here. They said, we're not doing anything fancy. We're going to run the football. And you got to respect it. Here, you barely get touched. You're 10, 12 yards down the field. If you're an Alouettes fan, get used to Scott. We break 1, we break 2, we break 3. Wait for it. We still don't go down. This is your boy Tice here, very new. You obviously have a quarterback that can run. He made a lot of great plays with his feet. So then what do you say? Okay, you guys want to come downhill? You want to play the run? Little quick play action. Ton of space here. We'll get going. That's a masterful game plan that I'm talking about. I felt like the Argos last week had no answers, and they just missed this throw. The Argos went to cover 0, so we'll throw to Philpott over the top, who everybody in this league knows can get wide open. They got unlucky when missing that throw. They go right back to him the very next drive on cover 0, and Alexander drops a dime. And throws like this, as the year goes on, are going to become better and better. Again, that first one, don't expect that to continue to happen. That's a week 1 thing. I love the way this Alouettes offense was absolutely humming last week. I think they got a big task today. You guys have talked about it. Ottawa's defensive line is the real deal. They got a lot of good players up front, but I think this is the crew to do it. I expect them to come out and try to establish the run again, and I love it. This is downhill football. I couldn't be more jacked.
It is certainly downhill football, and the good news, too, for Davis Alexander is he has that time. He has the benefit of that defense for the Montreal Alouettes. Appreciated our Luke Wilson. And now, we've talked about all the stars in this game so far, but this is one of my favorite parts because I think you guys watch this at a different level, and you're seeing guys that obviously the average fan wouldn't see. But, Enoch, who is someone on the field tonight that we should be watching for?
We often talk about the party starter when we look about, we talk about the defense of the Ottawa Redblacks, but I'm looking at Lorenzo Malden. This is a guy who's a former Defensive Player of the Year, and he's a guy that can get the engine going for this team, and he is going to have to get it started tonight in order to put as much pressure as possible on Davis Alexander. And if you don't want that guy to be comfortable, as Luke just mentioned and showed, he is going to dissect your defense if he does not have pressure on him. And so Lorenzo Malden, and I see him as well. If you haven't seen yet, go check out his Instagram. He has just discovered he's having a 3rd girl. Him and his amazing wife.
I think Erica, he wanted a 3rd girl.
Yeah, he definitely did. He joined the club. So he needs to get started tonight. His daughter is going to be proud.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Isaac Adiema-Berglund for the Montreal Alouettes is a star, folks. If you don't know who he is, watch him tonight. Circle him. Focus on him. This guy can do it all. You look at a pass rusher in Noah Thorpe's system, the fact that he can, in that 30 front, so 3 defensive linemen, he'll drop into coverage when it's pass play. He'll line of scrimmage with 4. He'll drop into coverage. Next thing you know, he's a zone defender. Next play after that, he's shooting the gap, making plays in the run game. Last week, he was an absolute monster. You see that 4 tackles, a sack, fumble, return, touchdown. He gives Noah Thorpe, and that's a big part of a defense, is all the guys that do a lot of different things, and they give Noah, you talked about it earlier, an opportunity pre-snap to give a bunch of different looks. And you have to have guys that have flexibility and the ability to do different things, and Berglund is one of them. They love him out there.
You know, we've only done a 4-minute interview with this guy, but I still want to talk about him and getting back to getting Pickett back in the building again. I think that's an amazing opportunity for Ottawa. You know, he played only 13 games last season, but you talk to the coaches, they say this is a smart, emotional leader, talented, can do everything we want on the football field. He can blitz, he can cover. You don't find Sam linebackers who can do that, can cover and blitz, does that very well. Yeah, you know, certainly I think that defense looked worse when they lost him last season. I think he's going to be a big player. And let me just say this. Let me add another one. Travis Tice is amazing to watch. You saw Luke talk about him. Saw him last week in Montreal. He breaks tackles. He's going to be a great young back in this league. I'm looking forward to seeing him, too.
Real fast, secondary, losing Alonzo Adai, big loss for this team.
Yeah.
They already had 4 new guys in their secondary this year. Now they lose the leader back from the back end and safety, Alonzo Adai.
By the way, I'm doing panel points this year. I asked for non-stars. You picked a star, you picked a star, you win the game. Des, you're up 1-0 in our new game that I just made up.
Danny Bergman's a star.
He's a star.
He's a star now, but I'm saying he's an up-and-coming star. You picked Pickett, you picked Mozo.
Failure.
All I know is Ches is
About
winning
the
this
stars. There's superstars in the league.